Alright, welcome back everyone. That was embarrassing. I just deleted part 1 or take 1 and starting take 2. It has been around 6 months. I haven't streamed for anything related to the project. The last week I have been talking. The last week I was researching for more stories that I'm going to implement in the game, and there are tons and tons of work to do. I need to revise the language. I need to reorder the how the game works. I need to implement mini games. I need to add more story. I need to work on the game engine's features to implement these stuff. I need to implement tools to make things easier. I need to implement things in the game. I need to fix bugs and issues I have. It will never finish. It will never freaking finish. But that's why I'm streaming and I keep doing work. So, because I love myself so much, I'm going to deal with the most annoying Bart crap in the table. And let's start the timers again, and let's just get into it. So one of the issues I have is that dialogue exporter and importer, excuse me, the data I have to import and export the dialogues in the game are usually in Google. Why do I have this column? And oh yeah, to make sure that I add them into the game. Okay. What I was gonna say, the way how I manage the stupid dialogues in different languages, I usually make a table in them. I always do a table in them in Google Drive, and I don't want to connect an API in my game engine and the map simulator to check the Google Drive because I have issues enough to connect the Google Drive to my website, and it's not fun. So I'm actually using Excel, which have even more issues, I believe, to import the data. One of the issue is whenever the table either have data or doesn't have data on the columns or the row, depends on the feeling of the stupid exporter API. It can count it as a column or not, and it drives me fucking crazy. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a fresh copy of the stupid thing here, the main campaign. I just copied it here, and I'm going to copy another one in the back just to make sure. And outside, we're going to delete all the dialogues related and the conversation and stuff, and make a copy of the deleted one in here and make tests on it. So whenever we export the data, I want to make sure not to have a column or a row at the beginning. One of the issues is, actually I have a lot of issues. That's why we're trying to fix them. One of the issues is I cannot export to a new file for some reason. I must select a file to export to it, and I might need to solve that. For now, I'm kind of happy with it because, but I shouldn't. I cannot delete all the dialogues for testing for one freaking reason. Is the exporter only export the dialogues that related to conversations. So if I have a dialogue that doesn't belong to a conversation, including the main menus, it doesn't export them. So I might need to fix that. So to fix that, you need to understand that I don't mark the dialogues, if they belong to a conversation or not. It's the other way around. The conversation knows which dialogue belong to it. So this is the table, that the export table, and I actually manually added that, which is proofreading. It's not complete, but I just put it here to compare and put the better one to this side before I import. Um, One of the stupid solution is to use a fake conversation that I manually add all the dialogues in it that doesn't belong to a conversation. This is the best solution. Best lazy solution. Which add more efforts to the user, which me, even though I'm the developer and I'm the user for the engine, unfortunately. So it is more work in both sides anyway. But I always try to make decisions that affect in the long run. What if other people will use the game engine? This will be an issue if they have a lot of crap like this. I mean, in this game, I don't have a lot of crap for it, but objects and characters can use the dialogues as dialogue name, even the quests and quest parts and stuff. If we go to the test project, I don't think I have a folder for test project. Then where do I memorize all the data? And I believe I broke the test project the last time. Let's go to Script Wizard. And let's go to the quests. And let's go to the quests, not the quest trees. So see here we have descriptions as a name key. So when we save the thing, so what I'm saying is, when I have a game that's filled with the quests and the quest descriptions and the quest success and fail and name keys that using the dialogues, are you for real telling the user, which is the second me, was developing the game, to manually go and add all of them in a fake? So one of the ways to solve this, which I believe is the best way, because one of the problems with programmers, sometimes they focus too much on saving memories and saving spaces and stuff. Sometimes we need to tell ourselves, screw all of that crap. So one of the ways to solve this, and the easiest way to solve this, is actually to add another checkbox for all the dialogues, and the second one, so this one we will call it excp0. So let me copy the name, And yes, later on I will add one even before and call it -1. What do you have to say about that? Nothing. So here is dialogue, conversations, dialogues. And because we already used a shortcut in the next one, so let's use the shortcut for this one. So the idea is we're going to save all the dialogues without a question in a table, and we can save the conversation dialogues which we are doing now and connect them to the conversation as well without the inner data of the talkers. And this one saved the inner data of the talkers, and this one saved the event data. So let's add that to the to-do table. And all dialogues export. To be honest, let's import. And actually, choices, because there are two separate so actually this one is these two, so we need to delete this one. So this is the idea, this is the idea. So sometimes I hate this crap. We need to add the maximum in here, but they are not related to the number of the conversation. Instead, it's related to the number of all the dialogues in the campaign file. Perfect. So you need to add a section for exp0 now. We didn't even begin to edit the sections for these guys, and we already need to implement a new one. Okay. That's number one problem. Number two is we need to shift the pages. So how do we deal with sheets? I forgot, and I need to relearn. Do you see this? Yes, I see this. Usually, yes, Microsoft crap. Let's start from one. It's funny to say that because C# is Microsoft as well, but I meant Visual Studio stuff when they try to make it easier for the users, common users, and they start the arrays from one. Yeah, it seems this is what's going on, but I see the row here start from 0 because it's an Excel. Yeah, I hate this shit. I don't know what happened if you try to start from sheet number 4 and 4 doesn't exist, but we can try that by so we are going to do what's called observation. See the code how it will wildly work, and we will try to learn quickly from the stupid thing here. So I like my Excel to start one row down and one row, right? But in this fucking case, we will try to make it to the corner because I don't want to deal with, oh, maybe I will consider it one, maybe not. No, I'm not going to deal with that crap anymore. I just wanted to expert and invert and shut up. So key here started from 1 1. Just to make sure I don't screw myself completely, we are going to copy the code here, and we are going to just keep a copy of it. And what the hell is this? So okay, this is the conversations. What am I saying? This, yeah, the conversations. This is saying if this is the first conversation, start from the fucking line 3. Why? Row 3, because we have the key in English and Arabic and languages in here. And why do I have English and language, not loading the languages from the stupid system? I might need to change that. Oh, the system use Al-Arabiya in Arabic as well, and I don't want to deal with Arabic too much, but that's not an excuse. Anyway, so this will start from 2 plus 3, and here we go. We're going to decrease everything because this is 2. Wait a second. Plus 3. Oh, yeah, it will be 1, okay. But wait a minute. Am I starting with a column before the row? Well, it's called column as well. Weird. See, that's why we have this. Thanks God. As a reference, because I didn't decrease these 2. So English was in 2, 3. Huh. 2, 3. Because this is 1, this is 2. 1, 2, 3. It become 1, 2. Are you confused yet? Because I'm already lost it. Just don't overthink about it. It just working the other way around. Don't overthink about it, okay? It's the same thing, but in the same time, not the same thing. Right? Right? Anyway. So, it's the same column. And it starts from 0, if not the first one. Which doesn't make any freaking sense. Oh. because we are living in a big gigantic loop. Okay. Great. So we have two loops in one table. Very dimensional. So we might need to implement the languages in here to make it dynamic as well. I mean, you're already making a loop of languages. Why don't you do that in here? I have no clue. Um, that's why. Thinking to replace this with all the languages and use the languages names. I know this will generate two more issues, but you need to do it sooner or later. So let's do it. Okay. Let's see. So here, the column is always 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus shut up and do it. 2 plus row. Okay. So this should deal with exporting data from the stored conversations from the list selected from the list. Let's work on this idiot. This idiot will take the data not from the conversations more than from the dialogue themselves. So this guy. So for each sucker, I believe string and dialogue. It's good to guess and work in this field, don't you think? In this guy. Okay, let's write it first. Here we need to we should initialize the table first. First, we don't care about this, so screw you. Actually, because we don't care about this need to be this out. This. Dialogues have languages, and here where this code will bite me. Yeah. Have an empty statement. Shut up and eat it and shut up. Okay. So before we add on the languages, we need the key as well. So we have the key and we have the languages, and start from 1 1 1 2. And we need to So we need to save 3 suckers. The key, and for each languages. So we're going to just copy this and modify it. So the first one, we don't have a column, do we? So we, yeah, we don't have a column. So let's define it. And the column should be 0. Why, do I need the sucker? No, I don't need the sucker. Get out. Focus a little bit. This is DK. So we have a dialog key, and we need to start from the column not 0. Wait a minute, if this is 1 1, shouldn't that be 0? As I said, Excel worksheet is very sensitive picky bastard. So depends on his feeling, he can consider 0 or not 0. So I really hate him because of that, but we will see. We already reduced the things, and this should be 2. Just start from 2. What if this is 2? This is 1. And this is 2. No? And we are not using the campaign in here. We're using, we are not using the conversations. Oh wait, I made the function that take this index, right? I believe so. No, not you. I'm talking about the dialogue. Yeah. Yep, this one. Okay, so it does. But wait a minute. Doesn't that mean the Arabic one will be exported as the decrypted languages? No? How did I go over that? I made a function for that, but I don't see I used anything to go around that in here. Anyhow. So this is the export, but we didn't do it for the import. We need to add a new page for the import for the dialogues that doesn't belong to... Wait a minute. The import. Does the import even import the dialogues in the file or not? I believe it does. Welcome to my world, where ideas clashes and crashes. uh, oh wow, it override them. If keep choices is override check, and if else, it just added it. But does it check if it contain? I don't see that. Hello? Okay, first of all, remove this debug before I delete something else. So if it contain and not override, it actually do exactly nothing. And escape the else. I wonder if this is a good coding or not. Save to file. Oh wow, it immediately save after that. Anyway, so the import code works, or not works, exists. I need to hit my head to the wall. What? Import what? Um, oh, before we import, we need to open the file. Gah! So this one will confirm the conflict when you open the file, but when you open the I don't want to curse. Actually, I won't curse, but I want to prevent myself to curse. When I open the file in here, I see it's taking it from the first table, must be, doesn't it? I believe it will ignore if the thing starts with the sharp, doesn't it? So sheet 1 for dialogues import and sheet 2 for conversation. This won't work for choices though. That's what happened when you try to open or add new features. So yeah, it ignored the sharp. So the table should not have sharps, the first table. And if we are going to have the whole dialogues, I don't understand. Why did I build it like this? It only import the dialogues from conversations. Dialogues that has been used in the conversations. Why did I do that? That's the question. So when we import them, what does it do? That's the question. So it actually import them into the dialogue system, the dictionary itself. It doesn't care about conversation. Then why did I do it like this? That's a question I don't know. Good design, everyone. Good design. I'm confused. So there's definitely, unless if you're a genius and way much smarter than me, then you know what's going on more than me, which is not trying to little anyone, but it's hard to believe because Jesus, this is a mess. This is a mess. Um. I believe the code will work without changing it. That's the problem. Because what I'm doing here, I'm just ignoring the sharps and treating the dialogues of the conversation as original dialogues, which nothing wrong with that, but actually there are dialogues that doesn't exist in here. So whoever cares, and oh, I need to make a third table for the choices now, don't I? So I need a table for the dialogues, all the dialogues, and I need to add the table for the choices. And I don't know how this thing will behave if I'm going to not import the dialogues. Okay, calm down first. Second, let's do it. So what we are going to do when you click on export, you're actually going to increment this again, just for the sake of heck of it. God forgive me, because I have sinned, or whatever the Christian people say. Anyway, so in here we need to import the choices as well somehow. So on every page, the thing is, I believe you cannot deal with two sheets in one row, in one run. Can I? Can I? I mean, why are we? Unless if we are going to make two sheets at the same time, can we do that? I mean, this is a sheet and this is a sheet. No, don't cheat. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to edit two sheets at a time, so let me ask Google for that. Pick up where you left off. Sync Firefox on your phone. No, screw you. C#. Editing to Excel sheets at once. Ah! Mm-hmm. Because I'm not sure if this is even possible, but I mean, I might get things cross-wired. You, as a programmer in general, you shouldn't make more than one test at a time, because you will make a lot of bugs and it will be hard to detect which is the problem. So I, in a professional way, shouldn't deal with the choices yet. Let's leave it later. So that's what I'm going to do, because I really don't want to go into loops that go through. Oh Jesus, frick, go away. I mean, I want to do everything, but let's slow down. Let's slow down a little bit. So in here, this one will add the keys to the dialogues later on. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I could save a space in the memory to tell if this dialogue has choices and add it to the as a dynamic programming, you know. Sometimes I'm a little bit too proud with my algorithm. So what we're going to do here, we're going, instead of doing two loops, we're going to memorize if we have choices or not. So sorry, what I was doing. I can make it even internal. I don't need it to identify it outside. Actually, you need a list. You don't need a dictionary. It's just a references to the keys of the dialogues that have choices. Okay. So list string who have choices. If I'm in the kahway. Anyway, if dk value choices dictionary count is greater than 0, then we have choices items. No, it is a list, you idiot, not an item list. Add dk key. So we can do the code for the choices now, which why not? If who have choices is greater or greater than 0, my keyboard need to be broken and sent to the garbage can. Then we're going to start working on the second sheet. And we need to add the key. And we can do this and this. Oh, wait a minute. You cannot save. Okay. We need DK and we need. We can do it in a way similar to the here. We memorize the dialogue in the first row instead of having the dialogue name in a separate column to save space. So what we're going to do, we're going to save it after the sharp. So in here, we don't have sharps in the first table actually. So we will start having them. So in here, One, 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 two. So one, one, and one, two. Okay. So here, one, one is D sharp, and one, two is the D key. Wait a minute. You can't save it as a D key, and instead you need to make a loop for that, don't you? So before you do that, you need sharp. So okay. The first one is actually the key, because this one is the key, and then the languages. So back, key, languages. Then we do the D key crap and the C sharp in the fucking loop. So for int I is equal to 0, I is less than who have choices count, I plus plus. Here we do the crap. So here is 1, we need a column as well for we need a counter for the choices key as well. Key value bear string choice ck, and great. Ta-da! Anyway, int column number, counter is equal to 0. I'm sorry, my head is a little bit screwed up. Because I still cannot imagine this as the column. So I believe I'm screwing up in many ways. So here should be 2, 1, sharp, and 2i. What am I talking about? No, it is 2 plus column, because we're going to repeat that every time. And and in here we need to print all the languages again. It's a very lovely code, don't you think? I'm really screwing up big time, darn it. Yeah. Yeah. Why plus 2? It should be plus 1, because the first one is the key, which I didn't print yet. I can add call C++ in here, can't I? Let me check the other code. No, I do it like this just because I'm a pussy. A pussy. Oh, I can't, because this will happen every time you do a language check. So before the scrap, we need to in the same column. So it is 2 actually is equal to CKID. Actually, it is the CK key as well. I believe I'm doing a big screw up, because it shouldn't be like key, it should be like to string or something. Unless if I'm checking, no? Making big screw up, because you're adding features without fixing the others. I believe only when you check you need to do that. I believe. Let's check the import. No, not the import. The import doesn't give a crap about the table, because it's take the data immediately from these things. It's in the open. in the open, I'm working on here value to string. So only when comparing. Okay. Then it must be not null as well. Okay. If you think I'm confused, you don't see me confused because I can be way much more confused than what you think. How I feel I'm confused. We need to we need to add the value as well every time we finish stupid column, even though this will take process, but this process is somehow didn't add the max to it, so screw it. So here we will add the value. I will take a short break. I'm going to take a walk and come back and start testing. So let's take a break. Cheater. Um, Today will be a long day, but I want to finish the export and import issues, and I want to import and export the whole dialogues, even if they are not living inside the conversation or events, and to save their choices as well, so I can move them from one game to another. So the open doesn't show them. Oops. But the open show them from the yeah. I'm gonna take the walk. It will work. The code should work for the open, even if I don't change it, because it work in the same way. So no worries about it. But wait a minute, won't that make the third table redundant, completely redundant and useless? Yeah. So what? Anyway. Well, there's an option to save them in that way or save them this way, so that's my excuse. Shut up, and I'm going to live with it. Oh well. Mm, open the door like a truck. And damn, I'm on time. I'm back. Oh, and I forgot to stop the timer. Okay. This is 60. Now I figured out why did I made the system this way. Because the sheets were supposed to be, the whole system was supposed to be to make it easier to make editing on single conversations. So these files supposed to be used by other users than me for rebroofing and stuff and editing the conversation. That's why I was supposed to, like, if I have three editors, I can send some conversation to editor A and the others to editor B and the third to the editor C, whatever. So I don't want them to worry or see or whatever to deal with all the dialogues. I wish if this thing stopped distracting me with the stupid suggestions, okay? I just want to see if this live or not. Don't pop up every second on my face with fucking good for nothing information, will ya? Okay, I need to calm down. But it seems that I'm going to use the system to document all the dialogues, which going to change the behavior of how to read them. So what I'm going to do in here, I'm going to add a checkbox. And he still give me fucking stupid suggestion to distract me. Yeah, I'm easily distracted. I know. A little bit. My first guess was a little bit better. Still, we need to shift a little bit. Okay. This one. Conversation. And this one, let's make it into. But wait a minute. It still doesn't deal with the game file. Time. Don't you hate this crap? So you have sheet 1 dialogues, sheet 2 choices, sheet 3 conversation dialogues, sheet 4 conversation data, and sheet 5 events data. When the tab master tab is equal to 0, depends on the else, what did I call it? It should select sheet 3. If not, then it's 1. If is equal, come on. There are solutions for everything. If it is 1, then it's equal to this is the data for the conversation, so it should be 4. If it is 2, then 5. I don't think there's a formula, just make a fucking condition. I'm not going to delete this crap because I don't want the code to stop in the debugging phase and say, hey, you didn't make sure this was initialized, whatever. So I'm going to keep it. So as I said, this is 4 and 5 just to make double sure. But this one depends on is sheet 3. I can read the code like this much easier than to read it with separate lines. As I said, I believe the code can work the same way if it is from sheet 1 or sheet 3, if I done it in the right way. Let's see. I'm afraid I have no excuse. I need to yeah, what I done? Thanks God for the return page. I need to test the export. Yeah, I was thinking when I was walking, I might delete this table, but then I thought about it and why did I start the whole importer business? Because I wanted to make files for different acts, so I can maintain them easy. And but the thing is, redundancy make issues. If I'm going to have a file for the whole dialogues and different files that will memorize the dialogues but for the conversation, and if I update one, I need to be careful. It should be the same update. I mean, they shouldn't have different data. So I can memorize now. For example, I made Act 0 and I send it to proofreading to a person, and he send it back after he do the proofreading here. I need to read it again and check if he done better job or not. Then I can use it. But the second I use it, I need to update the stupid dialogues and export the dialogues again, which uses the first table. Clear? Clear. I'm not clear? Who cares? Excuse me. To test this fiasco, we need to delete all the dialogue. And before I delete all the dialogue, I'm afraid I need to delete all the events first. And all the conversation. Save the campaign file. Load it again, check if it works. Man, this will be a fiasco. I already have spare copies. This is the spare copy. Alright. Pray. Oh yeah, I made a loading page. Show me where the data gets stuck. And a loading page for the campaign, which made the loading process way much faster when I separated the two. And I discover where the stuck is. The dialogues data take too much time to load the data. It's, because in this game I focused a lot on the dialogues. That's why they're taking 500 megabytes, almost. Didn't do a lot of work on the maps or the creatures or whatever. I completely separate the talker from the creatures, so the way how they work is different. And that's why when we have the conversation, we don't have the free combo box, factions, objects, and items and creatures. We only have talkers. So let's work on the other way around, and I hate this, but I need to delete them now. Man. The event doesn't know if the conversation exists or not. All the data are saved actually in here. Man, this is really hard to do. Right. I know I made spare copies already, but it's still hard to do. This is a lot of fucking work that I just deleted. Oh, this will take forever. There must be an easier way to purge this. There is, but I don't want to do it on screen by opening the file manually. Save. Close. Close. And I'm going to close the camera and put the censorship. Okay. Yeah, it's encrypted. Great. Does mean more work need to be done. Yeah, I shouldn't in normal way of works. In a normal day of work, delete all the dialogues or delete a bunch of them. That shouldn't be a normal case. That's why I didn't implement a way to delete them faster. Actually, it gave me a chance to cancel the deletion. So, wow. Oh, when you deleted the dialogue, it deleted from the game file, not from. Oh, I hate myself. Because dialogues, we have them from both places, the campaign and the game file. But do I open them separately or not? I mean, I merged them at the end, but when I load them from the file, it's a different story. Yeah. Um. When I opened them, it opened them. Yeah, either this or this. It doesn't merge them. Okay. Okay. Give me a minute. Oh wow, this is different than the usual thing. It should be conversation list because I already deleted them. Boy, this is a lot of data. Really? Huh. Apparently I didn't make the translation for everything in Arabic yet. Really? Great. Now that's a short file. If it crash, it's let me test it before I return the camera. A lot of programmers love it when I censor the code like this, like not showing it to the world. They really love it. Dialogues, campaign, nothing. Campaign, I want to see if it's going to crash or not. Alright, so we loaded the conversation. Make sure I, close this as well. Before you open the camera. Even the loading is light. Okay. So this is the file. No dialogues and the campaign system. Now you start to make me think. If you're going to load all the dialogues in the campaign that doesn't belong to the campaign, that doesn't work, does it? Yeah, I might need an option. I might need to add an option to save the dialogues that belong to the game file itself, the main menu and stuff. But the campaigns are responsible on managing maps, and maps are responsible on managing creatures, scripts, and quests. And these guys doesn't belong to campaign. So when I open the importer, we might need another option to make the open belong to the game file as well. Anyway, now this file, no, this is the spare one. Now this file, look at it, it's so cute, 1 kilobyte. Has no dialogue, no crap, no whatsoever. So let's have him here and put him here. This one have everything. So we going to use them again. And open the project. Open the game file. Open the campaign. And because it's loading dialogues, it's taking forever. And the conversation next. Now the conversations. Who's talking and what side and blah blah blah. And now, by the way, I didn't show you the viewer, did I? I was working on this 2 weeks ago, and we can view the conversations. What did they say? What do they say? In both languages, of course, but more importantly, it can show the talker image. So I don't need to guess what this side is. I can see it. I even implemented stealed a special combo box that can fire an event when I hover over the selection. And I made a system that saved these separately based on the talker, but because the conversation data already have the data of the same names, I named them the same stupid names. We're going to make a tool later on to rename these and change all the names and all the data. But anyway, we are not here for this guy. We are here for this guy. We want to import or export the dialogues. Unfortunately, we're going to use a new one. Test import export. I want an Excel. I want an Excel, i.e. test. And we're going to add 2 sheets. And we're going to save. We're going to close. We're going to close. No. Great. Export. Oops. I don't see a progress bar. You blew it. You blew it. You blew it. Okay, what's going on here? Didn't even find a code. Oh, okay. It must have a selection, at least one. Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, I could put a text to say what it's doing in here to help pass the time. Nothing. What just happened? We blew it. Mm, don't you love it when this happens? Problem is, I'm not familiar with these objects, so even if I look at these data and I was like, I have no clue what these are. I mean, I can act smart and. Oh, okay. At least it's the right file. But how can I know what sheet is it? No idea. And you cannot read the data from here directly. So it should print D1 key and blah blah blah. And it go through all the dialogue so I can check. Like this is CD03. Maybe I need to close this stupid thing. So I'm going to close the Visual Studio. The break time will start anytime, any minute. I don't know when the Adan will start. Actually, yesterday I discovered Adan is. There's a Jewish word called Adan, but I'm not sure what does it mean. There's a lot of Jewish words similar to Arabic. Like I learned, they called exception from HRE salt. Great. So we have the runtime stupid thing. Have an objection. A Khumas or something. Khumas. It's the error was did exist before. It seems like a value or something. It might be related to the choices. So I believe it might relate to the choices. So it canceled the whole thing, eh? Great. Um, don't you love coding? Yeah, file first. Oh, okay. I start to get hungry. Yeah, the whole day I only ate eggs. Like 7 or 8 hours ago. Not even bread. No, actually it was around 4 hours ago. So at CD1B2, the second we start um, exporting dialogues, it fired up. Maybe I need to initialize some values because we changed the sheet. The sheet. The sheet. I don't remember what he said in the song. The sheet. I missed your song, lad. Oh. But I used them here without this stupid thing. Well, at least we know it crashed after we start the dialogue, so in this one. So why did it crash? Only God knows. I believe it should be just calm, you know. I believe, but mm, I don't think this will solve the issue in the first place. So this is the position of the row actually, even though I call it column, which make me confused even more. So I should add it here. Great. Sometimes I wonder if I'm still streaming or not, but this says live for 2 hours. I wonder if I should cut it short, or should I take a break and pray in return? I don't know. I didn't hear the adhan because Corona and stuff. I don't think they pray in the mosque every time. I don't know, or they don't have muaddin every time. And nope, wrong tool. So we have. Life. The same freaking error. So I fucked up somewhere. I don't know where, but I fucked up somewhere. I can put this into hold and see if the first code works in the first place. Because I really don't like to have spent 2 hours of work and see no progress at all. So let's try to do that. Imagine if I have a full-fledged game with actors, quests, and dialogue and everything, and every time I load I need to wait for gee, like for 5 minutes if I have a full game. Because this game only have dialogues. Doesn't have good images, doesn't have good quests, doesn't have quests actually, zero. It doesn't have creatures, it have nothing. And yet the loading is taking forever with the dialogue. I wonder if I have a lot of things in the game, how long will it take? Um Get out. Tools. Am I a tool to make tools? Or am I a tool for making tools? Am I a tool to make tools? Or am I a tool for making tools? Man, I love that saying. Maybe I should write it on Twitter. Fuck you. Um. Okay, Excel has screwed up. I hate this, whatever it's called, services and stuff. This thing is still open, I forgot to close it. Let's just add the task in here. I was supposed to close it up like, because it was open since yesterday. I usually do it to take the daily prize. How can I get the process stop jumbling? Okay, yeah. There was a way to phrase this stupid thing. I hate you as well. Screw you. Steam. What's going on? Why there's so much processes that I really don't use are on? The hell is this? Origin. I don't even use Origin. Oh no! Okay. Sky app. When did I open Sky app? E. Okay, you out. Fucking good for nothing. Even though I'm sure in the exception I made a code to close it, but nope. Actually I didn't. Screw you. Because I don't know, maybe my mistake. Yeah, let's add the close. But what if it's going to crash because the close doesn't exist because it didn't? Oh yeah, you see. But I will add a clause. Unfortunately, there's no save clause as usual. Pray, do it. Let's see. Let me check instead of assume things. C sharp Excel can save close. I don't know. Yeah, same problem here. Actually, it worked this time. Not really. It override over all of them. Uh, wait, really? Okay. Best coder ever. Why the screen is black? Since when the screen was black? Oh, because I don't control alt delete. Great. And there's no way to return it back, is there? And the break time started. Yeah, I'm afraid that the only way I know how the OBS refresh the screen is by closing the stream and return it back. I can capture the second screen and then try to capture the first screen. Nope, doesn't work. OBS crap. Well, playtime has started, so best time to stop the stream and start it over. I can show you the result before that. Let's make it second screen. Give me a second. So you see here in the Excel, it only memorized the first the last dialogue, and it didn't add a sharp. Wait, it doesn't need a sharp because in import we will start from the second one. So I forgot to increment, silly me. So what I'm going to do, and we have an issue. I can show you on the second screen. Um, I have a similar issue to this guy. The Excel doesn't close. Oh. So I need to read this and check what's going on. The problem is if I use a clause and it doesn't exist, it will crash. And I don't want my software to crash, but yeah, I need to solve this. It's annoying. It's freaking annoying. Excel 2007 is retired. So yeah, let's code a little bit before we go to pray. In the export, we will try to use close 0, and in the here we will use close 0. Oh, it's unassigned, so you cannot close it because it's local. Is not null. Quit. I believe I used the quit before and it crashed. I don't believe you. Yeah, dealing with this crab is unbelievable. Yep, it's not happy with the code. Anyway. I'm going to continue the stream after the pray, even though I don't know why. I mean, does anyone will watch this crap? Not even my mom. So thank you for watching.